Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to episode 28, I'm sure of it this time, of the Comfycast. We are a podcast that likes to talk about smaller niche video games that we like and stuff we've been playing. We're a group of friends we just gather monthly and talk about stuff. So on today's episode, we have a bunch of news that we've missed because it's the end of September. I think this is like the second to last day of September already.
Someone wake up that guy from Green Day.
Get up. It's time. No, we have a bunch of news, so we're kind of just go through it as quick as possible and then we're gonna hit on stuff we want to talk about because there's a lot of stuff that happened. We just had TGS, which is Tokyo Game Show 2017, and Nintendo Direct that hit. So those two things. Xbox is still in hibernation. I don't know what. Oh, wait, they have Cuphead that just came out today. So
yeah, hell yeah, Cuphead.
We'll talk about that later. But
it's also on Steam, so you know.
That's true. Yeah, Windows. So let's get into our weeks. Oh, real quick. My name is Reddish Blues, or Radish on Twitter. You can follow me. I'm just playing it. No, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the cat, Varia.
Konnichiwa.
And our number one favorite, I guess forever guest, Poon Dunkus, who's here every week now.
Yeah, I'm always here, it seems, these days. But hey.
Yeah, nobody else wants to talk video games. Everyone's so busy right now. We're sadly out of our favorite Swiss dev, Hoot, Mr. Hoot, Mr. Kevin Hoot.
Who was at TGS?
Yeah,
he was at TGS. He's been super busy showing off his new game, Helvetii, and Splash Blast Panic. I have to think about that.
Gee, Hoot, why do you get two games at TGS?
I've got two.
Wait, you mean he was working on that Senran Kagura game that just came out?
Oh man, that'd be awesome if he could work for Marvelous. Anyways, so he was at TGS, and he's still, I think he's in Japan. I legitimately don't know where he is in the world.
I think
he
just left.
Oh, okay.
Did he? Last I heard, he was still hanging agood.
Oh, I just saw one of his pictures of him packing, and he was playing Tetris with his little anime figure boxes.
Good luck getting through customs, you weeb. No, I don't know, but so he's not here today for this episode, unfortunately. So, anyways, all right, moving on. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Poon, you go first. So, what have you been playing in this past month that we have recorded an episode?
I finally bought myself a Switch. Nintendo Switch. And so the reason I'm buying it now is when it got announced and all that, I was thinking, I enjoy Nintendo games and stuff, but I kind of felt like I got the short end of the stick with the 3DS and Wii U and being an early adopter, right? Because there's really nothing for each of those for like the first year of their lifetime, right? So
but you also, for the 3DS, you got into that ambassador program.
I did, so I guess that was nice. But still, I was just kind of like, I may as well wait. I'm sure it'll get a price drop because I didn't think it would sell that well. I honestly didn't. So I'll be eating crow on that one, as I thought it would be another Wii U situation. As I think I've probably expressed if you look back in previous podcasts.
Yeah, but, who could blame you,
Yeah. So, you can check the tapes on that one. But anyway, so I was like, all right, the only game they've got is Breath of the Wild. I can already buy that on Wii U. And I'll just wait for a price drop, or it'll come with a cool bundle. Well, then they just started selling out, so no price drop. And they just finally announced a bundle, but it's a crappy bundle because it's $380 for a digital copy of the game and a carrying case.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just buy the system and the game, the 360. The game being Mario Odyssey.
I honestly don't even like the Joy-Con. They're just I like that they're red, but there's no anything on them. They're just red.
It's anything special. They're just they are red. They don't even have like a Mario pattern. So
a hat or something.
Right? Yeah, that would have been cool. The little mushrooms or something. But yeah, so I was finally like, all right, I'm not going to get my price drop, and I know I want it because I need to play that Mario Odyssey game. That's looking so good. So I finally picked up a Switch, and I also got Splatoon 2 and Sonic Mania and the demo for Octopath Traveler.
Oh, right, that came out.
So those are the three games then that I have been playing recently, right? So Splatoon 2 is good fun. I mean, it feels very similar to the first Splatoon. as you could probably imagine. I don't think it's like,
it's not redefining the whole game or anything.
No, it's just the same, but it's just a regular proper ass sequel. There's just more of the same content. If you like the old one, you'll like this one.
Right.
The one of the new things though they did add is the salmon run, which is kind of like a horde mode.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about that.
That's fun because
it's just like constant. How's the online? Like, what are you doing right now for online?
What's that?
How's the online? Like, what are you doing for online right now? Like, how does it work? Like, don't they have an app or something?
Apparently, right now, the online apparently is going to be free until 2018, and I'm not fucking with their voice chat sort of thing. I'm just staying out of that mess. So I don't know how, because they're going to change to a paid model at some point, but we still don't really know exactly what that'll look like. So I'll decide then if I'm still playing Splatoon at that point, if I want to pay up for it or.
I feel like I hope that they're going to drop that because that's paid online. I mean, I don't know. I know it comes with like a game or whatever, but I don't know. I guess it's too late for them to turn around and say like, "Oh, forget the app, forget all that stuff."
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
I mean, at the very least, their service is significantly. It's like half the price of PSN.
Yeah,
or
I think
Xbox
it's like $20 for a year.
Right. Well, which is a good price. It's just that you also got to wonder what are you getting for that price.
Yeah.
So, well, at any rate, so that's Splatoon. Sonic Mania. That's it's a gorgeous game. Plays as good as any other Sonic game of the classic Sonic 3 and Sonic CD and all those types. It's this sort of game that I'm realizing that like I'm like playing through and maybe 25% of the time I feel like I have any control whatsoever over what's happening.
That's Sonic.
The rest of the time I'm just like barreling through loops and be like, oh shit, did I miss something? I don't know. I'm past it now. I'm just rocketing through. So I'm looking forward to playing it again and, trying to find the secret stuff that I missed the first time around. So that's fun. And the Octopath Traveler demo. So that's a game that was announced at E3, but got more of a showing in the Nintendo Direct.
One of the most beautiful games I've ever seen, and it doesn't even have a full name. It's a working title, Octopath Traveler.
Yeah. It does look good. Because it's got those classic sprites, but in like a 3D.
What's it called? 2D HD or 3? What's it called?
Something like that. Because like the environments are almost like they're made out of voxels, but then the characters and stuff are sprites. But then the lighting engine is like so good. So it's a real unique look, and it had a it plays like a standard RPG, but it's got a little mechanic about how every turn you get an action point, basically, and then you can save those up to spend them to make your moves more powerful. So, a little reminiscent of Bravely Default, but I like it better because you don't have to actually skip your turn. You can still do something. It'll just be, weaker, but you can still do something at least while you're biding your time.
Right.
And it also had voice acting, like good voice acting, which I didn't expect either. I thought it would just be straight,
so
text.
Weird. How does this game not have an official name yet? Like they did all of this, they released the demo, like dropped it right off of the.
Are you sure the title isn't Octopath Traveler?
Well, it still says working title. Like every
does it
time
still?
they say it says working title.
Because that's not a good title. Let's get that straight.
I mean, maybe
but Bravely Default isn't a good title either, and they ended up going with that. So
that's true. Who'd you play as? Did you play as the dude or the lady?
I did both of them, and so the dude's thing is he's like a knight of a fallen kingdom where his brother knight in arms staged the coup and killed the king, so he's kind of like been living in exile and has to set out again to take up the sword. That's a real kind of classic thing. And then the dancer lady, her thing is that she witnessed her father being killed by 3 men with the mark of the crow on them. So she's trying to
revenge.
get her revenge, and it's taken her to working as a dancer slash
a lady of the night.
Yeah, like it was surprisingly mature in that like it wasn't, beating around the bush too much with the like, oh yeah, no, she's a prostitute. Like,
of course.
Like that's how it is. I'm like, huh, okay.
How refreshing
didn't
for
expect
Nintendo.
It to be that straightforward. I don't mean like explicit or anything, but I just mean to be like honest and mature about what the story is. I'm like, how does this,
They could have pulled their punch and just been like, "Oh, great. she's a dancer."
Yeah. But that's cool. I'm definitely looking forward to the full version. But I recommend if you've got a Switch to check out the demo because it's free and it's long too. I played it for like 3 hours between the two paths. So
whoa,
yeah,
nice. I wonder how long that demo is going to be up. Hopefully forever.
Yeah,
you remember on 3DS?
Although I'm also kind of wondering, like, oh man, now I'm gonna have to replay it when I get the actual game. But
yeah, do you remember on 3DS they used to like have like their demos were like you only had a certain amount of times you could play them?
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
Like you could only play it for like 20 times and then it locked.
Yeah,
how dumb.
Wow. What game was that for?
Like everything, all their demos were like a number.
I remember you could download trailers too. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then the trailers even had limits. And I was like, what?
I think Bravely Default demo had a count like that.
Yeah, it was a very Nintendo thing of like, why are you doing this? You don't understand how it works.
Yeah, weird, strange. Anyways, so anything else you've been playing?
Well, as we speak, I just bought and I'm downloading Cuphead on Steam. So I've been looking forward to that game for years now. So glad to see it finally come out, and hopefully I can play it better than that one guy.
Better than all those people that suck at it.
Yeah.
Make it past the tutorial level. Anyways, all right, Varia, what have you been playing?
Well, this month was pretty neat. After the last podcast, I finished Observer, which came out, and then Ruiner came out this week, and I finished that like within 2 days. I started Prey last week, the one that came out this year.
Okay.
And I played through the entirety of Resident Evil 5 with Beefy, and that was just a horrible experience. I'm so glad. I just wanted to play it just to say I played all of the Resident Evil games. I'm almost there. Just need 7. And
you had already played 6?
Yeah, I played 6 a while ago. I actually played these out of order. I played 6. No, I played 5. I played the first one first, the one on PS1 first. Mm-hmm. Then I went to 6 for some reason. And then I realized, you know what? I know this is like really different. I should at least go back and start all over. So I did 1, the HD remake. Then I played 2, 3, and I played 2 and 3. They have like the PS1 versions on PlayStation, the PlayStation Store, and I played 4 on PC. I played 5 here, and I'm just hoping to get around to like Code Veronica and 7, yeah.
What about like any of the other spin-offs like Mercenaries? Or
I think
wasn't
the
there
only
like
one...
a Resident Evil Revelations? That
yeah,
was on
Revelations is actually really good.
That was the one that was on 3DS, but then they ported it to other things, right?
Yeah, that's it's been ported to a lot of different consoles, like the HD version. I played the first Revelations like on 3DS, like a few months after it came out, I think, and I really liked it. It was like it was a nice like throwback mix with it felt like 4. It felt like playing 4, which was like a good mix of the old Resident Evil with the new. Really refreshing. Revelations 2 though I didn't like as much, but it still did more of the same as 1. I think it was dumbed down a bit though. But yeah, I not really focused too much on the spin-offs, especially with ones like Operation Raccoon City. That game just I really don't want to get near it. Other than that, I got like really interested in Half-Life like a couple of weeks ago for some reason. I was watching some videos, I guess, on like the physics of the Source engine and stuff. So I got back into like looking at Half-Life and stuff, and I played Opposing Force for a bit, but didn't really finish it just to like I already beat it once, so I just wanted to remind myself of like how Half-Life, like the original Half-Life plays, and it was pretty neat. I was doing stuff that I wasn't doing before, like just trying out like the tech that's in the game. Like there's really subtle animations and stuff, like really small stuff that you wouldn't really see otherwise if you didn't research the game and see that it was there. So, and it's like filled with really neat surprises, like animations, and the AI for the enemies is really neat. Like I had no idea the soldiers in Half-Life they have like this they respond to sound, and I never knew that. So like if you throw a grenade or something like behind a wall, they'll like look at the direction the sound came from, and you can like probably sneak behind them like through some other way. I don't know. Stuff like that. Like I didn't know that was in the game. And I didn't know like female assassins had like certain animation aside from guys. And yeah, that's kind of it. I haven't been playing anything other than those games I mentioned.
And still on your Final Fantasy XIV kick, huh?
Yeah. They actually did the live letter this morning when I was waking up.
Oh, that's right.
The Live what?
Live letter.
Live letter. Oh, it's basically where like the developers, the producer, director talks about like the next upcoming patch and all the content and stuff and all like the merch and stuff that's coming up. It's pretty neat because you actually get to talk. Well, you don't get to talk, but they talk about. It's basically like a keynote almost, but they have fun with it, and it feels like a 3-hour long podcast almost about their own game. So the next patch 4.1 is dropping on
10th?
The 10th. Yeah, the 10th. A lot of neat stuff. Primarily housing, I think, for me, because it doesn't fix the housing problem. It's just another like space, like really nice Japanese influenced, aesthetically influenced space. I'm trying to I have the game on an SSD. And the morning that patch drops, I'm going to log in as fast as I can, hoping I get a house. The server we're on isn't that as populated as other ones. I read that we're like around the maybe 8,000, 9,000 player mark.
Shout out to Mateus.
Yeah, that's Mateus. And Balmung and the other one, which I keep forgetting, Gilgamesh, they're on like a 1,300, 1,200 player count. So they're gonna have a harder time getting. People are gonna have a harder time getting houses overall.
Yeah, because there's limited housing. Yeah, so like all these FCs want them. Ugh, man, what a shit show that's gonna be.
Yeah, so I'm trying not to think about it. Beefy and I have just been focusing on crafting. Just amassing money. Like a year ago, I think I was having trouble staying at 1 million gil. And right now we're both past 20 million, so that's pretty neat.
There's
people with like that reach cap. They're really good at the market and stuff, and they reach like around 999 million, like 999,999. That's like the cap, and they're really good at like doing the whole market thing. And they've been doing guides and stuff, so we've been just following them and trying to do the best we can.
They're not just cheating.
Oh no, there's people with a lot of dedication in this game, and it's really scary. I don't want to say they're no lives, but they're usually people who are entrepreneurs, have their own business, and they're just like raking it in, and they don't have anything else to do all day.
How'd you guys make 20 mil? I think I have 6 after we took out that money and I got it back or whatever. I think I have like 6 million, maybe 7. Jesus,
well, I got $0.
Zero money. You spent it on your Switch.
Yeah.
300 gil.
I saved it up to buy. Yeah, can you buy a Switch in Final Fantasy?
It's going to be a housing item. No, but yeah, I didn't pay my sub for September because I had stopped playing the week. I wasted a week of the sub of my
honestly, I feel like this game is really honest with how, or the developers at least are really honest with how like much content there is to do, and they don't really blame the player when there's like really dry seasons like this one. Like Yoshida was saying, who's like the producer director of the game, he says like it's okay to play other games while in between patches. Like he understands that there's like sometimes there's like really these moments where like there isn't actually anything to do, and I'm just taking advantage of it since there's like no raid stuff to like keep up with, at least anymore right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like leveling up crafters and other classes jobs I've been having in that game. Like I haven't touched in a while, and just making the most of my time. But now that there's like an actual release date for that patch, I mean, I think it's time to double down and try to wrap up the stuff I was working on and just get ready for that stuff again.
I remember when we were doing when everything had just come out 4.0 and stuff. Oh my god, I'm blanking on what they expect. Stormblood. When Stormblood came out, we were like, when's housing coming? And they said October, and we're like, oh my god, that's so far away. And now we're like a week away, and it feels like, where did all that time go?
Yeah, because that was like June. That was like, that felt so long.
God, that time went by fast.
We raised the money pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, that was a long wait still. And even then, that was the start of that whole, like, dry season I was talking about, that there's nothing going on.
Nothing coming out, yeah.
It was just starting out.
Well, now you got all this stuff to look forward to. Hopefully
yeah, but I've been keeping busy with those games. Like
What's
those
RFC
cyberpunk
now?
games.
What is it called? Binch or whatever?
It's our little tag thing is Binch. I forgot where that was from.
We were saying.
Oh yeah. Wait, that Twitter account.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to that Twitter account. Yes,
I think it's a bot.
Oh yeah, they just repost the same stuff, but someone came up with those jokes, those tweets. So
yeah.
Anyways, all right. So that's cool. Anything else you've been playing?
It was Adam Sandler, actually. So shout out to
I
Adam
wish.
Sandler.
Yeah.
The Twitter god.
So I just want to say Ruiner's pretty neat. It's
don't take that. That's the only thing I've been playing. Please.
Okay.
Well, let me start off with that then, since that's what you were going to end on. Is recently that's really all I've played. I'm still in the process of moving houses. Probably by halfway through October, I'll be gone from this place that I'm at now. So
nice.
A lot of my stuff I've had not had a lot of time.
Are you moving into a bigger place or just
about the same size? But right now we're renting a house, and we're going to rent another house that's pretty close, but it's cheaper. So it's about the same size. But cool, I have a lot of stuff packed up, but it's more just a time thing that I haven't been playing a lot of stuff. Like not even like Overwatch. Like PUBG will play sometimes at night still or whatever. But it's been about a week since I actually sat down with anything. But I made time for Ruiner recently. That's really all I can think of because I heard it was pretty short, and the aesthetic of it and the music and everything just caught my eyes. And I was like, yeah, I think it was like the trailer that came out like 2 days before it came out, where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this game right off the bat because I'm so tempted because that trailer was so good.
That's a cyberpunk game, right?
Yeah, it's very cyberpunk.
Like, what's it about? What's its?
So it's like a twin stick shooter, top down kind of game. It's like, okay, without giving too much away, you're just like this guy with a helmet that flashes different things on it, and you've been like hacked, and you're.
I got a better one.
Daft Punk?
What?
It's like that game, Brothers, but cyberpunk.
It's not at all. It's the furthest thing from Brothers. It's okay, yeah. Well, because you're trying to save your brother, right? They keep telling. I mean, your brother has been abducted, and you're trying to save your brother, and that's all you know. That's all as a player. That's all you know. And it's cool because there's like a hub. It's not exactly like Hotline Miami, even though it is Devolver, right? And they're kind of known for what kind of games they make, top down kind of or side scroll or whatever. But this is a top down, like I said, twin stick shooter. So there's like a hub world, and it's like very, like you said, techno vapor kind of shit future. It's really cool. I love the aesthetic, like I said, and the hub world is cool. There's like little missions you can do and like side quests you can get. It's very short. I think I mentioned earlier you finish it in 2 days, but really, how many hours is it?
Like 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 to 8 hours. So it's really short, but its main, or what everyone's talking about right now, is how hard it is. Like, because if you play it, I started it on normal, right? And I had trouble at first, even like just the tutorial level, I had trouble. And I made it about, maybe a little more than halfway. I think maybe like, I don't want to say his name, but the dude that flies around?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. I know his name, but I guess I can say his name, right? Trafficking.
Pidgeot.
Huh?
Pidgeot.
Oh no, yeah.
No?
Pidgeot.
Somewhere around there where you like meet him and stuff that happens with him, without spoiling it. That's where I was like, I fuck this. I have died like 54 times fighting this boss. I need to just play this on easy because I will never beat it. So I just like dropped down to easy, and it was still kind of like a challenge. But you can upgrade like your weapons and stuff, and not your weapons. I'm sorry, like your power ups and your moves and your dash. There's like a dash move and stuff, and it's very key. Like having your shield and having your dash is very key to like dodging because it's hectic. All the bullets flying everywhere, everything gets hectic. So like I kind of just like poured everything into like 3 key things, and that was my shield, my grenade, and my dash. No, I'm sorry, not my shield. My gun, my grenade, and my dash. And I think, Gary, you said you upgraded your shield, right?
No, not that much. Just enough to reduce like the amount of resources it takes while it's on.
Yeah.
And the rest I pumped into my sword, my dash, and a bit into like the slowdown mechanic thing, the slowdown power up. Because I thought that was really neat, and it actually is really helpful when you're fighting like the harder bosses. I feel like because it gives you more time to react.
Yeah,
and I was able to like chain. I was able to chain a lot of like those quick strikes because I found out you actually attack during the dash, and if you can link those, it becomes easier to do damage and like get out quickly.
Right. And I think you're invulnerable when you're dashing as well.
You can take damage. You can take damage, but there's like one of the upgrades is reduced damage like 60% while you're dashing, but you're not like completely invincible. You don't have iframes during that. You can get hurt, which I found out like the hard way.
Yeah, so the dashing is cool. I mean, like I said, it's really hectic. The gameplay it's solid, and it is hard. It's challenging, if you want it to be.
Would you say that it's the Dark Souls of twin stick shooters?
No. Oh, don't start this, please. We're better
the Cuphead of twin stick shooters.
It's the Cuphead of twin stick shooters.
It's really cool though. The story is good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's as vague as like Hotline Miami's, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like kind of game where I guess it doesn't really need to focus too much on the story because the game just flows really well if you play it at the correct difficulty for you.
Yeah. So aside from gameplay and all that stuff, which is cool, I hope people listening can check it out, give it a shot, watch a video, whatever. If you're into that stuff, cyberpunk, awesome. Mm-hmm. My main thing that I loved about this game was the artwork for the characters.
Oh yeah,
everyone
definitely.
Except for you, like you're cool because you're the guy, but literally every single time you change areas or like levels or whatever, they show artwork for what the enemies are going to be like, and it's like usually like 3 different types of enemies, and they're just all of them. They get better and better.
They look so cool.
Yeah, they're so cool. It's like this anime, aesthetically drawn, like the artwork, but every single character in that game is just so like inspired, and the way that they have like pipes running through their fucking head, their skull, and then there's like the cyborg dudes, like all the robots. They're really cool.
Yeah, my favorite thing. My favorites were the Chinese assassin ones.
Yeah.
Oh, those were really cool.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to send me some fucking links. I love character design.
I'll send you my
like
my Rule 34 folder of her. No, I'm just, her is like the girl 34? That guides you through whatever. Anyways, so so there's some. It's really cool. I really like the artwork, and the music's good too. I've been listening to the playlist on like Spotify like for the past week at work, and it's just like, oh yeah,
it's really good.
Shit gets me hype. Yeah, so think Hotline Miami, but like just a little more. But that's mainly what I've been playing. Also, I played. This is a little shameful, but no, Marooners. Yes, no. Oh god, that shitty game. No. Also, I. What was I gonna say? Holy shit! Oh, I got a free code for a Redbox, so I got Destiny 2 because I see a lot of people playing it on my Twitter, and I just wanted to I tried the free trial, but I wanted to see what it's like to unlock things and try to grind for gear, and I felt it. I felt the little, I could keep doing this, I could keep going, but like I said, I Redboxed it, so you only get it for 2 nights, so I had to take it back. But I don't know. I'm thinking about getting it on PC now, but I'm just I don't know. It's coming out on the 24th, I think. And I've been talking to 599, hey man, are you gonna pick it up? Because I don't want to get it if I'm alone. And so we're not really sure if we're gonna do it or not. Take the plunge. But
Destiny
it's nice.
Seems like one of those games that will have 3 million people playing it, but in 5 years, no one will give a single shit about it, and no one will have zero impact in anyone's life.
Well, in 2 years, Destiny 3 will come out, so it won't matter. But
exactly, but I just mean it'll be I don't know. I don't mean it's like Borderlands here, but it just seems like the most generic sci-fi thing ever. It's
oh man, it's just okay. I don't know. I know you've never played Final Fantasy or anything, and it's not that type of MMO. I don't even know if I'd call it an MMO. But there is a grind to get gear and then raid and get gear and then raid. And it's like, and right now there's only one raid and like a couple strikes, which are like dungeons or whatever. And I didn't even hit the level cap to do the raid. But like as you're building up to the story or whatever story there is, right? Like you're unlocking this gear and you're just like,
now,
it's the climb, you know, like.
Is the story like really cheeky? Because all the advertisements with it basically have Deadpool selling you the game.
I have no idea. I'm not saying I didn't pay attention to the story, and all I've heard is praise for how much the story has gotten better because original Destiny apparently sucked, which I didn't even. I played it, but I don't know at all what's happening. But when I was doing the story, like I got what was going on, but I don't understand the world. Like I don't know why we're here. I don't understand that white ball thing. I just know that it's bad. They've attacked it. We have to help free it or something. We found like a smaller one, and I don't know. It's something like that. And
is there a part where the helper character turns to you and says, "You have to help us. It's your Destiny 2."
Destiny 2 TM. Pre-order at GameStop. Well, I already bought the game. What? No, yeah. Something like that. I mean, yeah. I don't know. If you ever liked Halo and stuff, you know, it's the same thing, you know, shooting. But it's a good shooter. It's fine. It's just the gear, man. I don't know. Something about gear gets me. But yeah, I don't know. I tried it out for a couple days, so I was obviously it's only on PS4. Oh, actually, I think it's on Xbox. I don't know, but I was playing on PS4.
Yeah, I think it's multi-plat.
Yeah, but like I said, if it comes out, when it comes out to PC, and it's so convenient too because it's going to be in Blizzard's launcher, which we're already in there, like Overwatch and stuff. So I don't know, man. Maybe it won't bite me, and I won't fall for it. I don't know. We'll see. But that's really all I can speak to what I've been playing for the past 3 weeks. Hey everybody, welcome to the break. I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Half Lemon Game Studios. They're a small developer with big dreams to make the games you never realized you always wanted to play. You can check out their upcoming project called Embers of Aztlan. It's a strategy game with a Mesoamerican fantasy setting. That's Embers of Aztlan, and you can check them out at facebook.com/HalfLemonGameStudios. That's Embers of Aztlan, AZTLAN, in case you want to type it into the Google. This episode is also brought to you by Helvetii. Helvetii is an action game that revolves around the exploration and reimagining of the Gaulish and Helvetian mythos. Mixed with fast and varied combat mechanics, you will take the control of either a young Helvetian warchief, a man born from a beast, or a druid who shunned his brethren as you travel to fight to reverse a curse placed upon you and your land. You can check out more at helvetiigame.com. That's HELVETII-game.com. But yeah, guys, so let's talk about news.
All right.
Right? We don't need a break. Let's just go right into it because I'm going to list off these things super quick. We're going to talk about TGS. Is everybody ready?
Hey!
Next. I'm going to just list off everything that was announced, okay? These are not in order at all. As a matter of fact, I think they're in backwards order from the list I pulled up. So, Monster Hunter World was not announced because it's been announced for forever, but they showed a huge trailer and they gave a release date-ish, which is January 2018. I don't think they said the day, but January. Maybe they did. So Monster Hunter World looks awesome. It's a cool trailer because there's a bat.
Yeah, it looks a lot. It's like I'm not a Monster Hunter fan or anything, but the original trailer made it look very brown and like westernized.
Yeah.
You know? But pretty much everything they've shown of it since then has been like, no, it's still Monster Hunter.
There's color. Yeah.
So that just makes me feel good, even though I'm probably not going to get it anyway. It's just like, all right, I'm glad to see that they're not, going full Skyrim on it here.
Well, I'm super excited. It looks cool. Okay, moving on. And they announced the PS4 Pro. That's all red, Monster Hunter Edition. Oh. Okay. Final Fantasy IX came out, which is not a remake. It came out to PS4. I'm sorry. It was not a remake, but it's the PC version, like the upgraded one, HD, whatever, came to PS4. That dropped on the same day as the announcement.
So is that the same? Is that the same version that's been on PC for a while?
Yeah, they did it like what they did with Final Fantasy VII, I think, when they announced it, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, it's the remake!" And then they were like, "No, it's just Final Fantasy VII, the PC version."
Okay,
coming to
yeah,
PS4.
they just ported it. All right.
Yeah, so they just kind of ported it. Left
whatever.
Alive.
Yeah.
This is the game from. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I don't have it written. Who's making this game?
I think it's Square Enix.
Square
Wait,
Enix.
Left Alive, the one with the Yoji Shinkawa art that looks like the Metal Gear.
Oh.
art.
Yeah, the Metal Gear looking.
Yeah.
It's actually, I heard it was geez, what was it? Front Mission? It's in the Front Mission
it's a
world.
spiritual successor to Front Mission. Apparently, that's what they're saying. But it looked the trailer looked all right. I'm just the art, obviously, the Metal Gear kind of style is really cool to see again. I think they've
that's going to be
announced.
the selling point.
I think they've shown some more gameplay. I think
They actually released some screens today. It doesn't really show much, but like one of the mechs does look like a Metal Gear, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I know Frontline's all about mechs and stuff too, so that gets me kind of excited.
The main thing is the development or the people they have working on this is like a dream team kind of thing, right?
Yeah, so far it looks kind of generic.
Kind of scary.
I'm afraid to admit that, but I hope it's okay.
Time will tell. All right, moving on. Zone of the Enders. 1 or 2. I'm sorry. It's coming to PS4, PlayStation VR. I think it's coming without 2, right? Like it doesn't have to be VR.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's just Zone of the Enders 2.
But that's not a new game. It's just
I
thought VR was the selling point here.
VR is, but I do believe that you're able to play it without. I think.
Well, no. Well, I mean, like, if it is an old game, it's it's remastered to use VR and all that. But I just mean, it's not like it's not Zone of the Enders 3.
No. Yeah. It's Zone of the Enders second runner, which was the second one. Which I love Zone of the Enders. I never finished 2, so that's cool. But 1 was good, but it's so short. So 2 was obviously the more like, oh, this is a game. So that's cool that they're doing that.
Game theory: Zone of the Enders takes place in the Metal Gear Solid universe.
I watched a little bit of the VR stuff, and I haven't really fucked with VR like at all. I don't own any kind of VR headset, but I mean, I put one on before and whatever. But I don't know. It looks kind of like super fast and kind of like whoa. And really, the VR is kind of like it shows the robot, like in a small kind of see-through in the corner almost of your HUD. And then the rest is your eye, like what you're seeing. Yeah. So it's kind of like more of like a third person from the side view if you focus on the robot. So it's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. All right. So that was kind of a big announcement. Dragon's Crown.
Oh yeah, getting
HD2
Pro. I'm sorry, Dragon's Crown Pro coming to PS4.
Yeah,
and
without
the cool
really
thing about
any other improvements, which is too bad because I like that game.
Yes.
But,
well, there's not much they could do to it to make it look better.
Well, they could have added another character.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been. The main thing
because they did such a good job with Odin Sphere.
Yeah.
Of remaking that, and that one needed it. Is the next game you're going to mention 13 Sentinels?
No, yes, but before I say that, the main selling point of Dragon's Crown is that it's cross-play between Vita, PS3, and PS4, which is kind of weird. So, like, if you're playing on PS4 and you have someone who has a PS3 for some reason, so has Dragon's Crown, they can play, or a Vita, they can play.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. Cool. 13 Sentinels.
Yeah.
What is this?
I'm starting to think that this is going to be not an action game at all.
Yeah.
Because we haven't, the thing is that how game trailers work is you show off the parts of your game you want people to know about. And even cinematic trailers, like, they show off the cinematic version of characters doing mechanics. Like, if your game has a grappling gun as your main mechanic, you're going to include that in all the stuff you show, right?
Yeah.
But everything they've shown here is just people walking around, and it looks
kind of like
gorgeous.
a graphic novel almost.
Exactly. It looks like that, or maybe if you told me it was like a strategy RPG, I would believe that too, or some other sort of turn-based sort of thing. But I'm going to say right now, I'm confident that it's not going to be another beat 'em up side scroller in the same way as Dragon's Quest.
We should mention, it is Vanillaware, which is Dragon's Crown case. Right. Yeah, but it's. I like the style, obviously, and all that stuff. Story might be cool, but I'd like to see what is the mechanic? What is it? What are we doing? Is it really just walking?
And they actually came out with some more information today, but it was really just, again, talking about the characters and the tone and a little bit about the story, but it's all still very vague. And it's like, I mean, I trust these guys to make something that'll look beautiful. I would just like to know exactly what the hell.
What is it? Yeah, so that's cool. Let's keep an eye on that. What else do we got? Dynasty Warriors 9 launches on PS4 in 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not a Dynasty Warriors fan, sorry.
Noctis is joining Dissidia. Barry, how do you feel about this?
I don't know. I haven't played 15, so
Oh,
not really a
I don't care.
fanboy.
I'm just gonna play Shtola anyways.
Yeah.
Whew, mean. Shadow of the Colossus trailer, a new one, an actual one where they showed, stuff happening.
Yep. Good.
I'm so excited for this, but I love Shadow of the Colossus, and it looks really good. I'm still kind of disappointed that there's no new, fights or anything, monsters or anything, but it's still cool. One of my favorite games. So the trailer was awesome. Earth Defense Force 5.
It looks
Do
pretty.
You guys play Earth Defense Force?
It looks prettier than the other ones.
Always look.
So they did a weird thing where they showed this trailer for like Earth Defense, and it looked like shit. And then they came out later, like a couple announcements later, and then they said Earth Defense Force 5 is coming, and it looks better. So I don't understand. Like, I didn't get it, but I don't know.
Earth Defense Force feels like a giant shitpost to me.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
Right? Their games always look like B-movie games, and they've looked like PS3 games for a while now, and they're shooting giant ants. And there's 5 of them.
It's like Starship Troopers.
Who's playing these games? Like, shout out to all you Earth Defense Force fans.
There's a bunch of fans.
Yeah, it's been recommended to me like on different occasions by different people, like on Steam and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what this is. Are you fucking with me, or is it good? I don't.
Yes, one of those games.
I don't know.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of the a Dreamcast game, like not graphically, but I mean, it looks like the sort of weird ass game that would be on Dreamcast, and people would be telling you about it later and be like, "Oh man, I wish they'd make a sequel to this."
Yeah, you missed out on this because you didn't buy a Dreamcast and it's only a year of existence. Except that there's 5 of these and no one plays them. So that's weird. I don't know where they're getting. How are they making money? How are you making money?
Those games
for you,
rarely.
Defense Force, you keep it up, but I still don't know what your deal is.
I barely see those games go on sale though. Like they stay at the $40 mark for so long. Yeah, even on Amazon. I tried to buy, I think 4.1, like a few months ago, and it was still like around $30.
Damn.
Like I rarely see them go like on like a really huge price drop.
Whoa. Well, anyways, all right, moving on. Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operations 2. This trailer had like a dude standing there, and then the Gundam came behind him and just started fighting. It was weird. But Gundam games are cool, but this is for Japan, so I don't know if it's ever going to come here, but...
Yeah, Gundam games don't always, weirdly enough.
What else? Oh, Gungrave is coming to VR. These are quick VR things. Gungrave is coming to VR.
That seems like the weirdest one to me.
Yeah, right? I never watched the anime, though, so I don't know.
Because like the whole appeal to that is like the great character designs and like real flashy action. But doesn't that kind of get lost if you just have to jump into first person?
I feel like a lot gets lost in VR, but who knows?
So I don't know. I mean, Gungrave is cool, but it's just a weird choice.
Yeah,
it's
strange.
like Devil May Cry VR.
Now here's a VR game that we can all know and love: cat collecting sim Neko Atsume.
Woo! Yeah.
I played this on my phone for a bit, and then I deleted it like a day later. I was like, oh, cool, cats are coming around. And then the second time I checked, and I was like, I have no cats. This game is stupid. I'm deleting it. So it's coming to VR. They didn't show how it's going to actually look. I assume you're going to have a yard, and cats will just come by. But
you got to assume there's going to be a look pretty much... but if it's in VR, I don't know. Maybe it'll be like... it's
going to be some kind of 3D space.
You'll be in the yard this time, and you'll have to come around, and the cats will already be there. I don't know.
It's just Zone of the Enders, but cats. Cool. What else is there? The Sounds of Japan Studio is coming to VR, which is like dub track, but for your eyes.
Dub track for your eyes?
You can sit down and
dub track.
You can sit down and watch a concert. Except they kept saying, like, it's like you're there at the concert, but it's like, no, you're not. You're sitting in a room with those 2 PlayStation cats watching a TV that's showing a concert. They should have said that. But it's not like you're actually in a theater. I don't know. Anyways, I think that's it. Man. I think that's it. That's it.
Yeah, there wasn't...
This was Sony's TGS, by the way. There wasn't much else at TGS.
Someone made this observation last year, is that the PlayStation experience that happens in December was basically TGS but localized for the West.
Right,
and
right.
I expect that to be the same thing, because like all of this stuff, this is all Sony, and like Nintendo was there for once, but they didn't really have anything new to say.
True.
And I guess Capcom had Monster Hunter, but
Oh yeah, and then they ended with that. Sony ended with that weird ass commercial.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was like just really strange.
Oh,
or like in a room or something. I'm kind of blanking on those, but I remember it was
about
crazy.
That was weird, but I didn't actually watch it myself. But speaking of Nintendo, they also had the Nintendo Direct.
Oh yes. All right. Moving on to more news. The Nintendo Direct. Let's bullet through these. This was, what day was the Direct? Was it like 2 weeks ago? A week ago?
It was mid-September.
Mid-September. All right. So these are again not in the order they were revealed, but they talked about Super Mario Odyssey a lot. This was like what they ended on, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, they announced a bundle, which is $379 for a Nintendo Switch with Mario Odyssey, with red Joy-Cons, but it's just a digital download. It's not a physical game.
And it also comes with a dumb little carrying case if you really need one. But,
right.
Dude, that game looks so good, though.
I think they showed too much in this one, in this Direct, but hopefully they didn't.
I don't know. I feel like it might be one of, because remember when there were all that stuff about Breath of the Wild, and people were like, did they show too much? Like, people are really exploring the hell out of this plateau, and that's like, you didn't know shit about.
Like, it's weird because, you're right. It's weird because I watched the whole thing, and I wasn't like, oh my god, I don't want to see this. Don't show it to me, because it's Mario. Like, I knew there was going to be an ice level. I knew there was going to be a beach level. I knew all that stuff was going to happen. I just don't know if they needed to. Not that I care as far as spoilers go or whatever. I mean, if you don't know what Mario is by now, then I guess, okay, you don't care about Mario. That's fine. But it's more just like strange. Like, why? We know Mario's going to be good. We know that it looks good. You could have just, you didn't have to, I guess, I don't know, not end on it, but I don't care about that stuff. It's strange to me that they showed so much, But,
well, I mean, it is, I think this is the first time since Galaxy that people at large have given a shit about a Mario game,
True. But you didn't like 3D World? You didn't like 3D World?
No, I did like that even, but it's like, it wasn't a hype getter,
Yeah.
People looked at that, and the other new Super Mario Bros. Games that came out between then were like, show me a real Mario game.
And then Mario and Rabbids hit. Oh, blew up your whole fucking world.
Apparently that's good. Like,
apparently it's, well, I know it's sold well. I know that it's like the second to Breath of the Wild most sold game on Switch. So that's crazy.
I don't know.
I think it beat Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
I think ARMS is coming in 4th.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think. Anyways, moving on. So Super Mario Odyssey, hopefully, I mean, most likely a cool game. That's coming out on October 27th, and that day is crazy because there's a bunch of stuff coming out. Not so much stuff that I care about. I think all I really care about on that day is like Stranger Things Season 2 comes out. But there's also like Assassin's Creed. It's also like, what is it, Call of Duty or something? Something else coming out on that day.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and Mario. All right, moving on. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So this took up like half of the Direct.
Yeah, what the hell?
Hello, call me Gramps. And I remember it was
they had
like
two narrators, and the first one was the guy from the trailers.
Yeah, that guy.
Pauses
in a world
to fill the airtime.
That guy was talking about, quote, Xenoblade, what it is, and then it was like when it's coming out, cool, and then it was like Grandpa.
Yeah, talking the trailer kept going. I was like,
yeah, I'm a monster, and you live on my back, and it's like, okay, the lore, like it was literally telling us what Xenoblade,
what if he was lore dumping us?
What if it was the same guy? There was a time skip.
He was recording for so long. I know.
He's been working for Nintendo for 90 years. Yeah. So they announced that it's coming out December 1st, I think.
It's December sometime. I think 3rd. I want to say
something like that. Coming out for the Switch. And they announced like a special edition with art and the CD and the controller, the Pro controller. And they showed more of that girl, Pyra.
Yeah.
What's her name? Pyra?
I don't know. I feel
she's
like
a sword, guys.
Yeah, she turns into a sword, and other people turn into swords. It's basically Soul Eater.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, remember how Xenoblade Chronicles came out and just no one gave a shit?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was for the new 3DS, right? No. Yeah. Xenoblade, or was it X? I'm confused. I don't know.
Oh, no,
Chronicles
sorry,
was Wii U.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, because the first one came out and like it was a big deal, and people made a whole petition. So that one got people's interest. But then when Chronicles X came out,
I
like
played
no
through
one,
like half of that game and then I just forgot about it.
yeah, like no one cared for some reason. So I
you know what the problem was with that game? My main problem, it wasn't even the battle, wasn't it? It was that it took you so long to unlock your mech, and that was the best part of the game.
Yeah,
like,
I heard that.
It takes so long to get it, and then when you get it, it's like, this is fucking. It looks amazing. This is like the Wii U's best thing, but it takes so long.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I hope for this one's sake that the new more anime style character designs help people get interested in it. It doesn't look that interesting to me. It just looks like yet another generic JRPG. So
cool that it's probably going to be a long game, and it's on Switch. People who love those things and handhelds, that's awesome. If this was like coming to Vita, people would make a big ass deal about it. But that's cool. Also, something funny I think is the Pro controller. Have you seen the design?
No. Let me look up.
Okay, well, the Pro controller for the Switch, the handles, or for the one that comes with Xenoblade, the handles are like red. And there's like that green slash. It's like almost an X, but one of the parts of the X goes super long.
I'm looking at it now.
Okay, that little green slash is on the chest of Pyra, like right over her tits. So it's like it's like they literally made the controller looking like you're holding her chest. Like, I don't know if they meant to do that on purpose.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah, that's weird. This is something funny I saw. Moving on. Speaking of moving on from that, Project Octopath Traveler was shown more, which is the producers of Bravely Default, Square Enix and stuff.
We talked about
and a demo was dropped, which we talked about. You tried it. Beautiful game. That's really all I can say about it because I don't have a Switch, so I didn't play it. But you said a bunch about it, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. The biggest announcement, I think, which is the next one, was Doom and Wolfenstein are coming to Switch.
Yeah.
So
I think Wolfenstein 2, let's be specific.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2.
And I think that's the feather in the crown in all of this, because that's going to be the first time that a AAA game, like a AAA multiplat, is coming to Switch at like the same time.
Well, it's coming later.
Oh, it is?
So here's the thing. Wolfenstein 2 comes out this year, but for Switch, it's coming in 2018. Ooh. I think they said January. So it is coming. It's coming
that's
after.
Not too much later then.
Yeah. So like, if you only have a Switch, it works because probably through January you're going to be playing like Mario, right?
Right.
If you're not still playing Zelda or Splatoon or whatever.
Well, but Doom is also coming out.
Doom is also coming out. Doom is coming out this year.
Right. And Skyrim's also coming out.
And Skyrim, yes.
Yeah.
Again.
But again, the thing of those, so Skyrim is like 5 years at this point old, and Doom is over a year old. But to be able to be even getting late ports, but just a couple months late, like that's a big step up from the Wii U, which was getting no ports.
Yes, because I mean, the reason that I cannot like justify it, but I think what explains it is that maybe they said like, hey, we're putting Skyrim, okay, Bethesda, cool little partnership we have. Then they're like, we want to bring Doom. Awesome, and what about Wolfenstein 2? Because that's our new game. Okay, well, the Switch was just announced, and we just decided to do this, so it's going to take time for us to get it on there. So maybe that's why it's coming out later, and maybe like from now on, more games will come out in time because they have time to plan for it.
Maybe.
So like, like that might be why Wolfenstein is coming out a little bit later. But Doom was a great game.
Doom was really good.
I think it was our game of the year last year.
I think it was. I think we did vote it.
Something like that. It was one of the top, if not that, Overwatch or something. But Doom is a great game, and it still apparently runs really good on the Switch still, from what people have said or what I've read. It's still running really good. Looks not too big of a downgrade.
Yeah, the thing that makes me makes me laugh a little bit is like I'm seeing people posting things about oh man, I can't believe Violent Doom is on the Switch. Little Nintendo all grown up. I'm all like, we can stop being like, I know that Nintendo's the kiddie system, but like Manhunt was on the Wii.
I mean, Doom has been on a Nintendo system before. It's
Doom
crazy
was on
now
Nintendo
that it's
system
happening.
Before. Resident Evil 4 was on GameCube. Like, I know that it's not their main fare, but we can stop being surprised when a violent or sexy game comes to a Nintendo system. You know, like you're not making a funny take anymore if you're honestly surprised by that. Like we have Bayonetta 2.
I think that's what it was. I was like, there was one really sexy game and I can't remember what it was.
Or like the Senran Kagura games, you know?
Are they? Oh yeah,
Senran the mainline ones are on. Yeah.
Wow. So, Fatal Frame. It's kind of sexy.
Fatal?
Those girls, aren't they the ones that take pictures? I don't know. Whatever.
No. Fatal Frame's the spoopy one.
Yeah, isn't that? But aren't the girls like half naked in that game? The little Japanese
are they sexy ghosts? I didn't know. I never played it.
I think buying the game, you got like the Zero Suit Samus skin for your character. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, they switched it because in the regular one they're just like in their underwear or something and like wet t-shirts. Anyways, all right. So Doom Wolfenstein. Kirby Star Allies was revealed.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I like Kirby.
Games.
It's going to be Kirby's never had a bad game. That one doesn't look bad either.
I can't wait to fight that tree.
Yeah, fight the tree again. You know, the funny thing is that there was a Kirby game for the GameCube that was canceled, but the photos and trailers and stuff showed Kirby partnering up with 3 other enemies of like varying types. And that's what I see happening in this game. So I think that's really cool that someone evidently remembered that design concept.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're finally bringing it back. I mean, it's kind of like how Superstar worked, where you could turn enemies into your partners, but of course that was just one partner. Here you got up to 4, or
3, so 4.
4 people play in total. So that looks like more Kirby fun.
I feel like
did we hear when that's coming out? 2018, I know, but
yeah, it doesn't have a date.
I don't think that had a release date. I would assume early 2018. But...
Probably. So I feel like they're trying to announce stuff for like all their big, like they're basically taking all of their like first party, like anyone who's in Smash by Nintendo is getting a game for the Switch. Like they're trying to do that.
Right, yeah, they're trying to.
So, well, maybe not Star Fox because of how Star Fox Zero went over.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe we'll get Earthbound. Mother. All right. Other than that, Splatoon 2, they announced the Kelp Dome stage and an umbrella weapon.
Yeah. I mean, they're still doing, the free content. I expect that to continue for a while on that.
That's cool. ARMS got a new character, that clown girl, Lola Pop.
Yeah, I didn't buy ARMS, but it seems like the sort of game that maybe if after another year of updates, it'll be worth buying to me,
Who knows? Maybe there'll be an ARMS 2 this time next summer.
2 arms.
2 arms.
They already have 2 arms. No, the sequel will be called Legs, so you just kick people.
Feet.
Feet.
Fire Emblem Warriors was shown. They announced Lyn.
Okay, so can we talk about Fire Emblem Warriors for a second here?
Okay.
So,
sure.
Fucking...
Moving on.
Yeah. Bye. It's... Okay, so it's got... I don't know. It's extremely heavily catering towards the Awakening and Fates games in terms of representation in the series, right? It's supposed to be a big crossover thing.
Saved Fire Emblem. Like people dismiss it, I guess, because it's not. I mean, maybe not dismiss it, but I understand what you're saying because Fire Emblem existed a long time before that. But I feel like without Awakening's popularity, Fire Emblem would be nothing anymore. So I get why they're doing it.
Yeah,
but you're right. I mean, Lyn is a good callback to
right, but it's also just kind of like I don't know. It just feels really weird to me that it's like 45% Fates, 45% Awakening. Oh, also Marth and Lyn are in whatever.
Oh, really? That's it?
Well, they've got a little bit more. There's Marth and a couple other.
Is Ike
people.
there?
No, there's no Ike. There's no one from the Path of Radiance games.
Why? Ike would be
I feel like
they're
going to be DLC. I feel like
Lyn is the only one from her games. There's no one else from the Game Boy Advance games.
That's so stupid.
You know that game that just came out this year, the Fire Emblem Echoes, right?
Yeah.
They only have one character from that game.
The girl.
Yeah. And there's 2 main characters in the game. They only had one of them.
Is Corrin in?
Oh, yeah. They've got both male and female Corrin. Don't you worry.
Is Robin in?
Yep. Male and female.
Is Chrom in?
Yep.
It's Chrom. Chrom smashes in.
Yeah. You know who's not in, weirdly enough, is Tharja.
Oh. Pre-order canceled.
Right, and that's weird because I know how popular she is, but maybe they're just planning on selling her as DLC.
DLC, man, I feel it.
And this is the thing that gets me is so like this kind of thing happened with Hyrule Warriors too, if you'll remember.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Because the initial game came out, and it was all Ocarina, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. That was it. And everyone was like, hey, what about Majora's Mask? What about Wind Waker? And then the DLC started rolling out, and then they just went ham on that. We had the King of Red Lions, we had Tingle, we had Kid Link, we had Toon Link, we had the
You're forgetting the most important characters, Linkle.
Yeah, Linkle. Yeah, we made up new characters. We had Errol.
Literally, what if Link was a girl?
Yeah, literally, what if Link was a girl?
Alan, yeah. So, like, that ended up having a great roster by the end of it, thanks to a whole bunch of DLC. So I guess that's the hope, is that this game will do the same, but right. I still kind of feel like they could have done better representation. Like, at least get my man Ike in there. That just feels rude. So.
Yeah, this comes out October 20th, so I feel like there's not really much more time to announce any more characters. But who knows?
The roster's done at this point. It's just...
all right.
What if we get Girl Ike at the end?
Oh, no, I was going to say
Eichel?
A dumb joke. Yeah, Eichel, of course.
IKEA?
All right, moving on. Let's see. This is all just kind of little stuff. Arcade Archives.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff.
Like, remember really this cabinet? Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't really any like big bombs or anything.
Hey, what's this?
No, there was nothing left really. Snipper Clips Cut It Out Together, which is the expanded version. The original Snipper Clips is gonna be sold, or you could buy the DLC if you have just the base game. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Yep.
Finally, I think, like most people can play that on their microwave and Android phones at this point.
Yeah.
Rocket League's coming with some Mario hats. Woo. Dragon Quest Builders is coming at some point, which apparently was a really good game. I never played it, but on Vita apparently it was super comfy and really good.
Minecraft is coming to the 3DS.
Oh, right. I skipped over all 3DS news because I skipped over all 3DS news. But yeah,
that's fair.
Minecraft's coming to 3DS, or it's already out. It came out.
Oh, it's already out. Yeah. So now Minecraft was on everyone's toasters, and now it's also on 3DS.
Yeah, it's competing with Skyrim for how much. What can we put this on that nobody would expect?
Yeah. Coming to your TI-85.
Coming to your Tesla screen while you're driving. What else? WWE
I think you pretty
2K18.
much hit everything. So I guess I just want to wrap up the Nintendo segment by just kind of saying, I think it's been interesting. And is there anything else? Sorry,
no. There's legitimate Pokemon on 3DS. That's it.
Oh,
Mario Party on 3DS.
That doesn't look. I don't know.
That's it.
I like Pokemon games, but it doesn't look like it's adding anything, really.
Morphe's Law, which looks like a cool game.
That game actually does look really cool.
It's a cool mechanic where whatever you shoot shrinks or doesn't shrink, or whatever you shoot...
it shrinks, but it adds to you. So if you shoot someone in the head a whole bunch, then you shrink their head, but you get a giant-ass noggin.
And the goal is to get super big and reach the top of the...
basically.
You win. But the smaller you are, the harder you are to kill. So
which is an interesting way of auto-balance. I could see matches lasting theoretically forever because the smaller person, you can't hit them, so then they just are able to shoot the bigger person, then they get big, and then it swings back and forth.
I think that's what they're shooting for.
So there must be some sort of time limit. Otherwise, I could see a match going for just forever against evenly matched opponents.
But that's it. For news.
So I was just going to say that I think it's interesting to me how looking at the first year of the Switch is really good, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say,
not everything is something I'm personally into, but you can tell that there's something out there for everybody. And, every month, Nintendo has been trying to have, all right, we're going to have one of our AAA for Nintendo, one of our main games.
Yeah.
Right? So Breath of the Wild was the first one, then Mario Kart 8, then ARMS, then...
Splatoon.
Yeah, Splatoon, then Rabbids, then Pokken DX, then... next up, we got Odyssey. We got the Fire Emblem Warriors. I guess in November, they're leaving that up to Skyrim and Doom. And then they've got Xenoblade in December, and then probably Kirby in either January or February, something like that. So you can really tell that they're trying to push something out to inflate their library quickly. And you just gotta... I wonder how long they can keep it up,
Right.
Because it's you've done your Zelda game, so you don't get to do another one of those for a couple of years.
Yeah, hopefully.
Unless they just rush out something. So it's all right, we'll see. I wonder what'll be the, the next year's plans. And I guess that's kind of what people were hoping for with this direct, but really they just talked about, the end of 2017. But I imagine sometime in January, they'll be like, all right, here's what you can look forward to in 2018. So
another thing they're doing is padding out all their months with like Nindies.
Yes, that's also true.
Which is really cool because like I've heard really good things about SteamWorld Dig 2, which is as of right now only on Switch. I think I don't think it's on PC yet.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about Golf Story. I heard good things about. I think even Everybody's Golf is on Switch, right? There's like all these like smaller games that are coming out for it, so they're kind of padding the months. But yeah, I mean, I also feel, to play devil's advocate a little bit, is like people give them a pass because it's new hardware, right? So you have it and you're like there's a reason ARM sold so well. Yeah. It's because it's like, I have this thing and this is a new game that's on it. I'm going to buy it. Like, like I have nothing else to try. So yeah, those games do well, but yeah, I think that at least as far as how I expected when the Switch was announced, I remember the one thing was like, there's 5 fucking games for it. Like, this is horrible, And now it's just like every single month is a new game that people are talking about.
Right. I think we'll see. Okay, so the rest of the year is still going to happen. We know what's going to be coming out for it. We know we'll see how good the games are. I mean, we kind of have expectations. Then we'll see how early spring is. But this thing came out March or April?
March 3rd.
March 3rd. Okay.
The day of Zelda.
So when we get around to March 3rd, I think it'll be time to look at it and be all like, did the Switch have actually the best first year of any console?
It's going to be really hard to deny it with Zelda, I think. And I really do think that Zelda carried them and gave them enough time to figure out what was happening. Like, okay, this is good. We can do this. Like, because if Zelda wasn't there at launch, I don't think they would have sold at all.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that Zelda was definitely a big system seller for them. But it's just like thinking about other things. Like PS4 didn't have anything worth playing on it until Bloodborne came out. The Wii U, I've already said, was, pretty
I don't know, man.
bad.
The PS2 console launch was pretty good. Didn't have Final Fantasy X. I'm blanking. Gran Turismo?
But
I got the list here. Devil May Cry.
But that was
Silent Hill 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Ico, Jak and Daxter, Ace Combat.
No. Were those launch year though?
Yeah.
That's PS2. Yeah, it was really good. I just remember Final Fantasy X.
When did the PS2 come out?
It says 2001.
I thought it was 2000. Okay. All right. Well,
what year is it?
All right. Well, that's also obviously up there then. But
it's one of the top just right away because of Zelda, and I know Mario's going to be fucking dope. Right. Like I know it's going to be good.
But I think we can agree that it's the exception rather than the rule for a console's first year to actually be good.
Right.
So again, we'll see if they can keep that up because part of me worries that they front loaded all their stuff to have it out to make sure their system sells, and then the second year is going to be like, well. We were hoping for all the third parties to pick up the slack at this point, so we'll see how.
Let's see what happens. It's definitely selling,
Yep.
I mean, when the Wii was out and it sold, everything came to it. Like every bullshit random game you could imagine, plus a lot of good ones. So,
yep.
All right, enough Nintendo talk. Enough news talk, or at least for now. Is there any other kind of like news topics we wanted to talk about, Barry?
I don't think so.
Take a break?
Oh yeah, real quick. So it happened like yesterday or the day before.
I think it was overnight.
Yeah. So basically, Gravity Rush 2's online services are being discontinued.
I thought you were going to say it happened last night. Gravity just reversed, and I was like, "Oh shit!" No one told me.
I wish.
So Gravity Rush 2 came out very recently, right?
Yeah, actually in January. Yeah.
This year. So we're looking at months, and they're turning off.
Basically, it's their the online portion isn't that important, but like you can unlock there's certain costumes that are locked behind this system, and basically all it is taking pictures of like these little treasure chests that are hidden around the world, and you can share those with people to give them hints to find them. And you can
Wind Waker style.
And you can also like take pictures like in random areas of the world, and it'll pop up on other people's games, like so they can see your pictures. And if your picture gets rated up, you get tokens that go towards unlocking these like different costumes and other stuff. So basically, it's not really about Gravity Rush. What I wanted to talk about, I guess we can come back to it after the break. But it's basically like there's all these games with online functionality, and I was thinking of other games like PUBG. So what happens if like after these games stop getting supported by like their, I guess once the money stops coming in, what happens to these games if there's like some kind of like system in place so people can keep like take advantage, like these rewards, are they going to be locked behind this online system forever and you can't like unlock them after like it's been discontinued? Like what's going on there?
Yeah.
How can you play online only games after their online support has been cut off, like MMOs for example? The Secret World, I found out, was bought out by some other company. So eventually, like these people who are interested in the Secret World, who bought out, I guess, the game from the devs or bought out the devs company, like once they see it stops being profitable to run or to get money, I don't know. Like, are those people going to be able to play their game offline?
I want to say the games just die at that point, right?
Yeah, I know.
But there are some hardcore fans enough dedicated to try to make these things last. I think it was like, what was it? Was it EverQuest? No, some game that like fans kept online. Oh, wasn't it that like Cartoon Network game? Like there was like an online Cartoon Network game that they kept going like through fan servers or something like that.
Jeez, I don't know. Actually,
and I remember like even like Halo.
Oh, you're talking about RuneScape? Okay.
I remember like Halo 2 when they turned off the servers. Like it was like one guy who stayed online because they stayed online until the last person logged off, and like he stayed online on his 360 for like so long just so that they wouldn't shut down the server, even though he wasn't playing with anyone. But yeah, the more my opinion about it, or something that I see a bigger problem, is the precedent that it sets for the game just came out, and even if these things are just cosmetics, and even if like there's not like deathmatch mode in Gravity Rush, so it doesn't really fucking matter or whatever, but it's like supporting your game. I don't know. It's hard because I like Gravity Rush a lot. Nobody thought this game was gonna like not only happen, or at least for a while, it was like it's okay. It didn't even do very well. Like amongst us, we're like Gravity Rush, that's fucking awesome. It's really cool. But like it wasn't like a big, huge AAA title or whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, yeah, maybe they don't have the money to do it because it didn't sell well. So how can you fault them for like keeping their servers on? But it's also just like kind of shitty or really shitty. I think that the only way they could make up for it is if they were to say like, look, online functionality is going away, but we're patching in a way to get the stuff that you can unlock through the game. Like,
you think they have to?
I would assume, because then it's like, what? Okay, so everything's just gone. Like, and we're just letting get it now, because if you buy this game used in a year from now, you're not going to get the full game. Like, you're not going to be able to reach those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that more to me is anything like, it's just the fact that things like this are like when DLC started with video games, right? If you remember a time before DLC, it's like they start becoming like, oh, we give them a pass, and we give them a pass, and we give them a pass, and then before we know it, like Destiny 3 servers will be shut off 3 months after the game comes out, because Destiny 4 will come out, because that's just where we're at. Like, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Like, the more things we accept that are bad in video games, the practices that are bad as a community, like I feel like that's why this needs to be called out, is because we shouldn't let this happen. Like, we shouldn't make this the norm, and I don't think we should give it a pass. So I mean, I can't really name any other communities that keep up with games that die.
Okay. I'll say one thing though, is you say we shouldn't tolerate this, but there's and I do agree that this is bad and stuff. But the thing is what if it bombed? All right.
Yeah.
It totally bombed. They just don't have the money.
Very true.
So it's like,
where does it come from?
What can you ask them to do? It's like, y'all didn't buy it. We can't. Right. We don't have money. You didn't give us the money to do it.
I mean, I would say maybe when you're making the game, if you're going to have online functionality, budget it to say like, okay, we're not going to let. I mean, as the developer, as a company, as Sony or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. We're not going to let this go. At least we're going to give it its shot, its full shot, and whether it bombs or not, its full shot lasts until a year from now, 2 years, a year and a half, whatever, not 7 months, like
Mm-hmm. And also, I would say that it would be responsible to do something of, future proofing in some, like you're talking about, to make sure that this things that are only accessible through online things, like the costumes, that you can still get them.
Right. At least make sure, like when we
that's
flip
a
the
responsible
switch,
thing to do.
Yeah, when we pull the plug on the server, like we have implemented a way to make sure that everything that's
okay. Now
online...
here's the question: is the game also being taken off of eShop stores?
No. I think they're still selling it.
No. It's just the online portion.
Yeah,
the game's fine. It won't be. There's no reason to like take it off or anything.
Okay,
it's just that online portion.
Say, that's like that's what happened with the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game at one point when the license ran out.
I think that also happened with Deadpool, and I think it also happened with what?
I'm sure it's happened with some other
games.
I'm blanking. MVC 2 also got nuked off of the things.
Right.
But it's like that was the thing where even if you had the game, you couldn't buy the DLC anymore. Yeah. And so it was kind of like, I remember the Marvel 3 community at the time was like, well, I guess if you don't have Shuma, Garath, and Jill on your system now, you never will.
Yeah.
And they did end up re-releasing them on PS4 and all that stuff. But it's scary that can happen. And the unfortunate fact of the matter is that the developers, it's not in their best interest to care about people playing the game 10 years from now, because they're not making any money off of those sales. Those are all used game sales.
Yeah.
And that's I don't want that to be the right attitude, because it just seems, like you said, you should be more responsible. You should make sure your game can be enjoyed for decades to come. You should future-proof your stuff. You should set it up. But it's also, I think it's hard to argue that there are economic reasons that they should do any of this stuff. This is all just stuff that would be nice if people were nice. So,
yeah, God, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like maybe, I don't know. There's no power that we have to stop these kind of things from happening.
Actually, got an email like an hour ago from Nexon. During the first episode of the Comfycast, I recommended the Ghost in the Shell game, and I regret that because like 2 months later, I found out how horrible it was once like Nexon really took over and implemented their NX stuff, and oh god, the game just kept on getting worse and worse. And I stopped playing after like maybe 2 weeks after I recommended it on this podcast.
This is an anti-rec? You're taking it back? We're going to have to...
no, it's not really that. Other than taking it back, the email said that they're sorry to their fans, but they're like canceling... They're shutting off the game basically in December.
Jesus, another one. I'm telling you, look,
it was still in early access, I think, or recently came out of early access, like recently, and it's been supported by like some of the developers or the community manager or stuff like that. They were doing streams like every week. They were playing with fans, trying to get involved, but it's just like these series of bad decisions on I guess on Nexon's part, right? I really don't think. Yeah. Well, partly the developers too, but it's just these series of really bad decisions led to this game just getting canceled because like the fans, they were kind of pissed because
they have the right to be. For sure.
It started off with a good system. You could play as much as you want, and you could actually earn money to unlock guns, and you could mix and match attachments and stuff like that. But no, certain attachments were then like locked to certain guns, and sometimes you're like, it became really cosmetic, and it wasn't being fixed. Stuff was unbalanced, and stuff wasn't being fixed. So I really don't understand Nexon, right?
Yeah, but it's hard to say because look. It's like you mentioned earlier, like what happens if PUBG was like, okay, as a consumer, you have to try to be responsible. And I know that it's hard because you want to support these devs. You want to support, that's a cool game. I love Ghost in the Shell. I love the property. I want a game. I'll give them a Kickstarter money. And you have to really think, I mean, we've come to that point where you have to be like, is this going to be, is it not just a pipe dream that I want it to be? Or is this going to like be worth my money? I know, and people are adults. People who can spend money online. You're an adult. It's your money. You spend it however the hell you want, right? But if you're talking about like, oh, these fans are burned, like you knew going into this, like what it was going to be, or at least maybe not this game, but for other games where this has happened. Like if you were to say PUBG right now, I would say take all my money because it is at least as much as you're charging, because it has been fun. It has been a great experience. The game is so popular that I don't think anything short from them being raided for having for doing some kind of crazy practices and getting all their money taken away. I don't think that they're ever going to fail. At least not in that way where they're turning off servers until the next Battlegrounds 2 is announced or whatever the fuck. So that's where you say, okay, I'm going to put my money into this. I'm going to buy this game. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to play it because I trust it, because it's so not popular, because I'm not saying you should only play AAA games, but it's like, you have to kind of read, and you have to kind of wait, unless you're someone who really, really wants it. And I'm going to be a cherry investor or whatever the fuck they call them, an angel investor. Here's my money before I see a product, you have to wait. This reminds me, it brings me up to, I saw recently you funded, Swery's game, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I want to. It sounds like a cool idea. I love his games, and I'm just like, in my head right now, where he's at, where the Kickstarter is at, the thing, I don't know if it's gonna make it. So maybe, and they don't charge you if they don't make it, right?
No, they don't.
So it's kind of like,
I had the same issue with Indivisible.
Yeah, with Indivisible.
Yeah, it wasn't going to make it, and then last podcast we talked about how getting all these different third-party characters was the only reason it actually made it.
Right. So I don't know. It's
I know it's a risk because his game,
it's
even
a huge risk. I don't
Deadly
know.
Premonition, it's hit or miss. Not everyone likes it. Not everyone thinks it's a good game. I was watching someone
play Deadly Premonition. I gotta admit, it looks pretty shit. But respect if you like it.
It's aged, but it's, I don't know. You put your trust in these things, and it's really hard to say go for it, do it, support video games. Or it's hard to say not to do that. It's hard to say don't support these video games, because then we wouldn't have some of the greatest games that we have, if someone didn't support them. But you really do have to try to be smart about it. Think, before you just oh, cool. Oh, Kenji Inafune is working on a new Mega Man. It's not Mega Man. Take all my money. Oh shit, he fucked me over hard. It's really hard to not do that. That was me. That was me. That was literally me. I know people that pre-ordered the whole game case and the fucking lunchbox and all that shit, still waiting on things. And the book didn't even fit in the game case or something. I don't know. It's weird. But
I've got an example. I backed Shaq Fu 2 and haven't heard anything from Shaq.
Yeah, what the hell?
He took my money and ran.
Oh, that guy knows he didn't even show up to WrestleMania. He was supposed to wrestle the Big Show at WrestleMania, but he didn't show up. What a loser! What a bum!
Oh, Shaq, please, Shaq, save us. Anyways, all right, that was a good little discussion about that. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to this topic.
What was the conclusion?
The conclusion is
Shaq stole my money.
Yeah, the conclusion is Shaq, give me back $20, Shaq. You still owe me.
Go fund Swery's project. I really hope he makes it. I'm probably gonna fund it, but I don't know. As far as online games or online functionality being taken away, it's a horrible thing, and I think that if you're gonna do it, be ready for the backlash. And I think that as a community, we should give backlash. I think these people that are taking off this thing from Gravity Rush, whether it be, I don't even know, the developer, Sony, whatever. Who is it?
I guess it's Marvelous? Just Sony. No, it's Japan Studio.
Oh, Japan Studio, yes. Okay,
yeah.
Whoever it is, right? I
don't think it's the devs. I don't think it's them. I think it's just the publisher,
Yeah.
Because they're the ones funding this game, having it up. I wouldn't say a developer would say,
why would you sabotage your own game and make your fan base mad?
Yeah, a lot of these things are, and this is something else that I think the video game community also needs to sort of learn to do, is the right people to direct your ire towards.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. This is not the one woman designer who made Cat, or whatever. Don't go after her,
right?
Or, don't.
It's not a situation of this guy. Don't harass the people on the fucking team. You know?
Don't go to the Twitter
90%, 99% of the time. I'm sure the problem is some corporate some guy probably with the publisher who made some decision without, just being let's not give this thing enough money, or this isn't making enough money. Cancel.
Yeah, they probably don't even know what the fuck it is. They're just looking at numbers and no, this is taking up too much bandwidth of our company. Shut it off.
In sort of a related thing, Japanese Twitter was up in arms this week because the director for Kimono Friends, got fired, and that was like his baby, his project. Was made on a shoestring budget and totally blew away everyone's expectations. Was like the smash hit, the new big thing, the new Toho and all that shit, right? And they apparently just kind of fired him, and there was a statement released from the head of the CEO of Kadokawa, who's like the larger parent company, and he was basically like, I didn't know what was happening. I will look into this. So it's like, I don't know what the hell is going on there.
Yeah, who's making these calls? Who's letting this become like...
Right, like, well, why are these things happening? And I feel like, that's what this is. It's someone in the line is high enough up that they don't have to care about the fans, but also not high enough that they have to care about the company as a whole. And so they just make...
they're disconnected from it, and
right, exactly.
It sucks.
They're just disconnected from what the fans want, what the reaction will be, and that's how you get these sorts of things, or they,
that was
we'll just cancel it after 9 months. I'm sure
that was just horrible. That was Konami tier,
exactly.
Kojima
Konami
firing.
Stuff,
like, what are you doing? Like,
we could also talk about the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, right?
Right,
which just came out, and that's
of course it's horrible. I mean, it's clearly like I said, a disconnect of what they think people want and what they actually want, or what they think people liked and what they actually liked, or what their numbers are telling them is popular versus what the core community of what something the reason something exists. They're not really taking a look into that. They're not.
And so here's the weird thing about this game, though, is it still plays good. By all accounts, it's still a good fighting game.
Yeah.
And people are loving it. It's actually a lot of, aside from the visuals, it's fun to watch. I can already tell that this is going to be bringing some real hype moments in and stuff, but it's just the whole visual packaging and roster selection totally reeks of a board decided by committee where someone said, and I'm going to put the blame on Marvel on this one, actually. I know Capcom's, the whipping boy, but I'm going to put this one on
Disney.
Marvel for being
Disney,
Disney Marvel for just being all right, well, our most important thing is that it syncs up with our cinematic universe.
Yep.
And so that's what they did for all of their picks, and they all said, we don't like it being cartoony. It looks like a comic book. That's gross. Make it look like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, aren't you a comic book company? No, we're a movie company.
Yep. Yeah, all these bad decisions, man. I don't know.
Can I just say something about that game?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I heard that the Monster Hunter was revealed, and I saw no felines.
Oh no, it's just like a girl, right?
Yeah, and it's just the girl. But I'd figure felines would be like a thing, They're like the little cat things.
Yeah.
That's been in every game.
Right.
So when you see Frank West being in he was in 3, right? So there was all these things about Dead Rising that was centered around even in Tatsunoko versus Capcom, he had these shopping carts, these things from the mall, the Willamette Mall, that was his thing. And one of his ultimates, I guess, or supers was the Mega Man beam he gets from cosplaying Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's all these little things that
it's artists
these nuances
and
for
each
series.
Okay, well, have you actually looked at the Monster Hunter's moveset and stuff?
Yeah, it's a bunch of different weapons. From
yeah. It's it's all, so it is still stuff taken, from the game,
Yeah, the weapons, and I saw one of their moves was actually using the little explosive, or the big explosive barrels that they use in the game.
She detonates the barrel, and she got lots of super armor on it. So I do think that they took some stuff, but I don't know. I mean,
I just feel like it was way too serious.
You're the fan of the series, not me. So
I know,
that's something
here's
you
the
were
thing.
expecting
It's
to see, right?
The thing is, Monster Hunter, I guess, can be serious, but there's so many little comedic moments. Those felines are comedy relief in the game, and they're silly. They're extremely. I mean, they're cats that walk on 2 legs and do fight with you.
It's kind of like a staple. It's kind of like a mascot.
And then I saw this really serious Monster Hunter, which isn't really a problem, but the thing is, it was. That's all they got. It was the weapons and explosive barrel, and that was it. That's all I saw from the trailer.
I like it, on some you can't include everything about a game in a thing. I guess I'm just trying to think if she had how would you the felines and the moose that would just be her own assist characters that she would summon.
Oh no, it's not like having like assist characters or anything like that. I was just imagining like maybe I know in in the other two Marvel vs. Capcom games, like 2 and 3, there were like certain things like maybe like small cameos for like certain things. Like I know Jill got her like through zombies or something, and she wasn't just like
Frank
a girl
West,
with a gun.
Frank West throws zombies. Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe small things like that, like part of the move set.
It's
But
like these little missteps where it's like
Well,
you didn't put enough
that's
polish.
what I mean. So, like that would be part of her, because like one of Ultron's things is Ultron summons his drones to provide covering fire. So something they could have done something like that for the felines. It's true. I'll say that when we were still discussing the roster and no one knew what would be on it, I thought that they might just make a feline playable and have that represent the game,
Right? That's kind of what I was
any
cool,
particular
but
hunter.
yeah, like as a joke character, even.
Yeah.
I just
who
feel
knows?
like this Marvel vs. Capcom feels a bit more, I guess, serious than the others, if that makes sense.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. I'm looking at the way you blame Marvel and Disney and stuff because they're looking at their cinematic universe. I'm sure Capcom was like, okay, for the first time ever, we're bringing not first time, but for we're bringing a serious Monster Hunter to a console experience, right? And to PC too. But it's like we're trying to get an audience that we don't have, which is not our core audience, because that's where money is that we're not tapping into. So if we want serious people, we want this to be like a badass fighter that's gonna relate to Monster Hunter World. Like because that game is all about the weapons and the armor, and like
I actually have a
they showed the
counterpoint.
cats. They showed the cats and stuff, but it's like it's not as playful. It's not like we were saying. So I think that's why they went with this.
Here's the thing, though. The only reason I ever started playing Dead Rising was because of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and I had no idea who Frank West was, and I would have not played that game because it's like a 40-year-old dude with a camera running around, and I had no insight into who this guy was until he started doing all these really silly, nuanced things from his game, pulling them into a fighter. And like that's the only reason I was interested, and because it's like so many references that you don't get, you start getting curious to like what this thing is,
because that piqued your interest. And who you are and who I would be and who, most of us would be like, oh, that's fucking cool. That's weird. That's crazy. I want to see what that is. But for some people, and again, this is a market that I think they're saying people who are disconnected are like, where are we not getting money from? Like, this PS4, I don't like to categorize people, but it's like this dude bro audience of like, that's who we're not getting. How do we get them? We got to make these people badass. We got to make them like edgy.
Yeah,
and,
I think that was definitely played a part in their art style. Certainly they wanted definitely for worse, because it does not look good.
Yeah, I mean, for worse, like I said, for worse in our opinion and in our community. Some people are probably like, oh, the graphics are amazing, everything looks so real.
No one's saying that. No,
not anyone we know. And you're right. Maybe this was them making the decision.
I don't know.
I
don't think.
I see his point. I see his point.
It's hard. Yeah, it's
there's
hard
some people
that
really don't know. There's some people that say like certain games that use a lot of bloom are beautiful. Yeah. Like you could like, oh, the new Call of Duty is so beautiful, and it's all brown and like
it's got actual graphics.
Yes, and
well, you know what? You are reminding me that I've seen people commenting on Dragon Ball Fighters videos.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. The number one thing is like, why didn't they just make a 3D Xenoverse 3 or whatever the fuck? It's like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
This is like you're playing anime. It's the greatest thing in our opinion. Yeah, like in our opinion, this is the greatest, most aesthetically pleasing a Dragon Ball Z game could ever look. I love it. And then there are still people who are like, what the fuck is this? It looks boring. It's a 2D side scroller. Yeah. Like fuck off. You don't know. Like, I mean, I understand your opinion, fine, but that's what I'm saying is, they're going for a different audience, and it sucks for their core fans, but they have to accept it. Like, okay, I'm not going to support this game because I want you to know that the people that actually buy this game and play this game at tourneys and stuff, we don't like it. And we have to not like it, and we have to show you that we don't like it by not buying it, and that's it sucks because you're missing out. But
so we'll see how the U.S. sales turn out. But right now, people are not buying the hell out of it.
Well, yeah, because the story is so stupid.
It's debuted at 12th on the UK charts, which is not good at all. And in Japan, first week sales were 8,000.
God, it's something else we could talk about as a point sometime. I know we're trying to do this,
just as a comparison, Street Fighter 5 had 40,000 first week. King of Fighters 14 had 20,000. The newest version of Guilty Gear, which is Xrd Rev 2, still pulled in like 12,000, and that's the second version of that game. And Pokken Tournament was like 60,000. So 8,000 is extremely bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. God, and for that's horrible. But like I was saying, something that we could talk about later in another episode or something, dive into deeper, is fighting games in general, and the way that I feel like all of them nowadays, modern fighting games, it's this staggered release, like that I'm seeing. Like Street Fighter went through this, and now Marvel's going. It's like we're not done, and we're not done. But we're putting it out there, and like it's gonna get better, hopefully, and like like, we're gonna do patches, and we're gonna add characters, and we're gonna.
I was actually seeing
Killer Instinct went through that. They're still going through that.
No, well, funny story. Killer Instinct actually finally released on Steam.
Right. Yeah, like yesterday or something, 2 days ago.
Yeah, so I may actually pick that up because
it's just weird. I don't know why. Again, think things that get a pass, but like fighting games to me, like all I see them as like, okay, I'm gonna wait. Because the full game will come out in a year. Like, and I don't mean just like other characters. I mean like things will be fixed, things will be right, things will look better, things will run better, and people will be playing it in a year. Like not now, not at launch. And it's weird how that, I don't know, like it's just like, okay, like Street Fighter V was like a mess until recently. So it's weird. But we can get into that on another.
Yeah, that's a whole nother kettle
on the next episode of Comfycast. Next time on Comfycast. No, okay, so that's all our news. That's all the topics we want to talk about. Let's not take a break, guys. Let's just power straight
we're
through.
Well
right?
past that point.
We're
past
running out of time.
We're all
cranky. We haven't had our naps today.
I know, right? We have 2 things we want to do before we end the show. Varia has a question for us.
Oh, jeez. Okay. What is your greatest gaming achievement?
Oh man!
I'll just start since I made the question, I guess.
So give us I mean,
okay, I'll do my thing. For an example. Okay, so I was thinking in the shower, geez, what have I done in video games that's kind of neat? And the only thing I could come up with was I 100%ed Hotline Miami both on PS Vita and on PC.
Nice,
and that's it. I really like that game.
Cool. I think I would say I, for the most part, understand the Kingdom Hearts story. So I think that's kind of impressive. But that's after watching many videos and playing the games, Chain of Memories and all the little ones. And I think...
you ever see the video with that kid? That's like, it's a meme thing where he's like, it's like...
fucking...
yeah, he tries to explain... Yeah.
He's making that with his hands.
I love that video so much.
I've seen one that's just like a 10-hour loop of it or whatever. That's just great. It's like, damn.
My other achievement, or at least I'm trying to think of like trophies, and I platinum Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I think it's to this day my only platinum on that PSN account because I got locked out of my older PSN account from way back, but. On my current one that I had for the end of PS3 and now PS4, I think my only platinum is Persona 4 Dancing All Night. That's it. So
yeah, I'm trying to think because I'm not the sort of person who plays for 100% completion in most games.
No, it doesn't have to be that. It could be like anything.
Well, I think it's more like personal.
What do you? It's like, I'm not the sort who like really plays to do that, and I also don't. Because like I play fighting games, but I don't actually like playing fighting games online. I like playing them with other people.
Yeah.
So I don't even have like the competitive drive. It's like, oh yeah, I was
Top
Diamond
8, baby.
League or whatever the hell the good leagues are in some games or whatever.
That's like every game ever now. That's online.
Right.
That's a Diamond League. Okay, yeah. But
oh hey, Varia, didn't you make it to like something huge in Overwatch? Like, weren't you like...
No, Diamonds... Yeah, no.
Oh, I stopped playing competitive after, like, the first 2 seasons. Because I was like, I'm not good at this. I don't want to talk to people. Unless it's us and we're just, like, bullshitting. So do you have any actual achievement, Poon? Or are you just a fucking screw-up? No.
Oh, God.
Let's see.
For the worst.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've platinumed anything.
It's fine.
Oh, I mean, I did 100% Wind Waker.
Oh, great!
And I know most people don't do that.
Amazing game. Yeah, no, I didn't 100%. I beat it.
I guess that's something. But
definitely didn't 100% it. That's your favorite game, right? Isn't that like one of your top 3?
That's one of my top favorites.
It's like your
honestly,
go-to.
Like Breath. I don't know. I think I might have.
Yeah,
we talked about this before, but Breath of the Wild is really competing for it because it does a lot of the things I loved about Wind Waker, but does them even better.
Oh man, guys, we got Game of the Year talk coming up soon.
Yeah, that's going to be in October.
Many games.
Hold on, this isn't me, but my mom plays Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she completed the Pokedex in every game since Diamond.
Whoa!
So.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Hashtag gamer moms.
I know, right? Yeah, she plays that in Animal Crossing, and that's it. But,
Oh, yeah, Animal Crossing. Don't remind me.
Where is another achievement?
Where is it,
I've
Nintendo?
gotten every fruit except pears in my village.
Because fuck bears, that's why. Alright, that's cool. Good little question. I have one last thing I want to do, and we want to end this podcast on a little bit of a game, guys. Okay, so hands off keyboards. I don't want to hear any keyboards. All right.
I was kind of hoping he's push to talk anyway.
Oh, that's right. I was kind of hoping who would be here because more people, kind of the better. But I'm gonna keep a tally of your score with just a small little game that I want to see you guys win. All right. All right. This is called. I don't have a name for this game actually. This was called. Did it come out on vinyl? So this is official VGM OSTs, and it has to be official. I'm gonna name a game, and you tell me yes or no. Did it come out? Right? No Google searching, so it has to be fast.
Did it come out on vinyl? You mean?
Did it come out on a vinyl, a record?
The game or the OST?
No. The game on the vinyl. Yes, because Skyrim is coming to.
Skyrim's coming to grab.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is
Minecraft on. Okay, all right. So this is just a couple of games that I pulled, and some of them are yes, some of them are no. Okay. You tell me yes or no. All right. Okay. I'm gonna name a game. You guys say yes or no. Did it come out officially? Officially, because there are people who make fake vinyl records of games. Okay, ready? Yeah. Fallout 3. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
A point for each of you. It did come out. A vinyl record did come out for Fallout 3's OST. Transistor.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good question. Do you like? You know how some people or some groups limited run games just stuff help with the help of developers or publishers and stuff like that? Does that count?
Yes, those are official.
All right,
if they came through a developer or publisher, then yes. The only ones that aren't, there's I think they're called Mondo Records or something. They make a lot of not fakes, and no covers. Those happen. Bands exist that do covers of video game OSTs, and those are fine. They're legal and everything, but that's not official. Yeah, it's not the official OST, so I'm not counting those. Okay, so you're both tied at 2 points right now. The clicking you hear is me, not them. Just letting you know so I can keep track. Okay. Persona 3. Oh, the kid gloves are coming off. Was there an official vinyl for Persona
3? I'm going to say no, because I don't think Japan cares about vinyl anymore.
Let's see. Jeez, because I haven't really seen one, I guess...
Quick, yes or no, let's go.
CDs are given, I'll say yes.
No, Persona 3 was never released on vinyl. Poon at 3, Varia at 2. Okay. Cuphead.
Oh, jeez, this is recent.
Yes or no, let's go.
I saw the soundtrack on Steam, so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to assume they also played into the kick.
Did it have a vinyl?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Yes, it did have a vinyl. It had a special limited edition vinyl. So both of you are Poon's winning 4-3. Okay. Kid gloves have come off. Ukulele.
Ukulele. Wait, what?
Ukulele. Did it have a vinyl?
No.
Wait. I could see it as the big selling point was they had Grant Kirkhope doing the music and stuff. I think they probably.
I'm gonna say no.
Poon, yes or no?
I say yes, yeah.
Oh. Yes. Poon wins.
Are these all yes?
Poon's winning. 5-3. Ukulele did get a vinyl. Okay. Vinyl record. Okay. Kingdom Hearts. Did it get a vinyl record OST?
Again, I'm going to say no because it's Japanese.
No.
The answer is no. You're both right. It did not get a vinyl OST. Okay. Hotline Miami.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he was so emphatic, so I'm going to say yes.
Yes, Hotline Miami got a record release.
It's right next to me right now.
I'm kidding. Poon has 6. I actually have it. Poon has 6 and Varia has 4. Ooh, you're trailing behind. All right. Crash Bandicoot. Did it get an official final
like I'm gonna say no.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can you imagine listening to that?
I don't know. It's almost so stupid. I can't.
Crazy. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
I'll say no.
Varia, closing the gap.
Okay.
There was no Crash Bandicoot release. A lot of people would love that. Okay, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Was there a vinyl OST?
No.
Record. Official.
No, I'm sticking with my guns. If it's from Japan, they didn't bother.
That's a weird. But okay. So you say no, and Varia, what'd you say?
Yeah, I said no. Like I can't imagine Nintendo doing that kind of stuff.
You're both very right. There is no vinyl record official for Zelda, which is a shame because what a beautiful soundtrack. Okay, Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Poon?
No, you can't put chiptunes on a vinyl, right?
Is that your official final answer?
We'll see about that.
Dun dun dun. Yes, you can, and yes, it does have.
But it's computer noise.
I think I've seen it. I've seen it.
You can put anything. Yeah, it's blue. It's beautiful. Oh man. Okay, so Varia, we're tied at 7, guys.
Here's my thing. If it's an indie game, it basically has a vinyl.
It basically has to. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Moving on. We only got a couple left. Risk of Rain. Did it get a vinyl?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll say yes too.
Stop copying. Yeah, it did. It did. It absolutely did. It's beautiful too. I think
that does have really good music.
Yeah, it's got 2 releases. I think one of them was like super exclusive, and it was like clear and purple, I believe. All right.
It was that atomic purple.
I don't know what color it was. I think it was just clear. I don't know. Shadow of the Colossus.
No, because it's Japanese. No.
I'll go with them.
No, there was not. Wow, I think this is kind of turning out to your theory is a little bit correct, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're both tied at 9. Come on, guys. Come on.
Okay.
Chrono Trigger. Now, I'm not gonna say anything. Chrono Trigger. Did it get an official release on vinyl?
Official ones, right?
Yes, official only.
I'm gonna stick with my guns and say no to the Japanese ones.
Chrono Trigger, though. I swear, maybe an arrangement one? I'll go ahead and say yes.
No, it did not ever get an official.
Theories.
Oh,
theories are correct.
So, 10-9. Poon's winning.
All right.
We've got 3 left.
3 left. Okay. I'm amazed that there are this many vinyl releases of video games.
Well, yeah, a lot of them have been no, but yeah, you're right. Final Fantasy X. No, it didn't, sadly.
God,
right. There have been like symphonic arrangements that are official that have a song from them, but the OST did not get an official release. I was thinking that would trip y'all up.
Mm-hmm.
Not even on CD?
Oh, on CD, yes. But this is just vinyl records. Okay. Skyrim.
Oh, yeah?
Skyrim's on everything, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yes, it did. It absolutely did. 11-10, guys. I have one more.
All right.
This is make or break. And I think I already know how Poon's voting. Jet Set Radio. Did it get a vinyl?
I'm going to have to vote
the trick
no.
question?
This is the one. If any Japanese game ever got a vinyl, it's Jet Set Radio. But I still say no.
I'll say yes, just to see.
No, it never did. Isn't that horrible? How could they not? It's the greatest OST.
That's crazy.
The answer is no. You're right, though. I'm looking at this. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be because that's like the perfect
Isn't like one of the loading screens of vinyl?
Right? It's one of the loading screens. Yeah, I don't know.
Loading icons like a spinning record.
Yeah,
like, geez, what the hell,
that's
man?
Like a huge thing. I don't know why I didn't. I mentioned this because as of lately, I've been buying vinyl, and I got my Valhalla shipped. Did your ship, Barry?
Yeah, I think it did. I'm waiting on it.
So my Valhalla OST shipped, and I pre-ordered the Nier OST box set, which is Nier the first game and
Wait, are they making a vinyl for Nier?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So that's why I was
that's going to be the first Japanese
the exception.
game
To
get one then.
Right? I think it's taking off more, so I think that they're going to start noticing these things.
But clearly, I don't think I'm wrong in that the vinyl is much more of an American trend than a Japanese one.
That is true. So. That's weird. But yeah, guys, thanks for playing. Poon wins with 12, and Varia loses with 11. 1 point. 1 point. You guys are pretty close.
1. I thought it was 2.
Oh, no, it was 1 because you bridged the gap to 1 and then you both answered separately on Jet Set Radio. So, oh wait, yeah, you answered no. You answered
no,
yes,
I answered no on those 2 last ones.
Whatever, he won by 1 or 2 points.
Jeez, yeah, he was keeping track the whole time too.
Wait, okay, maybe Jet Set Radio tripped me up. Did you say yes or no?
I said no. Oh, I said yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. Yeah, you're right. 12 to 10.
So what's my prize for winning?
You can come back next time.
Join us next week on. No, but really, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. Next, we'll have another episode coming out, hopefully sooner than this one took. This has been episode 28 of the Comfycast. Thanks for joining me. Check out all the links in the description of this podcast to join us at the Jub Track and follow our Twitter and ask us questions. And hopefully next time we'll have Hoot back.
We can ask him how
his experience
TGS was like for someone who was actually
maybe this one will be relatively quicker, episode 29, because he's going to come back and want to record and talk about stuff. So hopefully we'll be back soon. Thanks for listening. Follow me on Twitter. Okay, all right. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, everyone, stay comfy.
So.
Did you say no?